So welcome to the studio. I've got the launch monitor set up here. I'm going to show you today a couple things I like to do in the studio. There's certain things that are almost better inside because we have a controlled environment with like real golf balls, and we don't have to worry about wind and stuff like that. So today I'm going to show you a couple things. I'll show you some stuff that I do with wedges inside. I'm also going to be testing for myself. I got my 3-iron, my 3 hybrid. I just want to hit a few shots with each and kind of get an idea of how far they go, what the carry looks like, what the rollouts look like, and so forth. So I'm going to hit a few with each, and then I'll show you the result. This 3-iron is pretty new to me. I'm pretty excited about it, but really don't know how far it goes for sure. So I'm about to find that out here these next few swings. We'll go to the results here in a second. Alright, so just hit a few with a 3-iron versus the 3 hybrid. The 3-iron were the ones in the white, so that's these 3. They carried on average 245 and ran out to 266. Big thing was they launched a little bit lower, so launch angle 11 degrees and maximum height on average about 90 feet in the air. They spun around 4,200. The hybrid is in yellow, so you can see these ones definitely a little higher on the trace versus lower. So the hybrid launched a little bit higher, that's the yellow ones, about a degree or 2 higher, spun it about 1,000 more RPM, went almost identical distance. So this is kind of what I was talking about in my other video. They're about the same distance-wise, they just provide kind of different heights. So if I want higher, spinnier, say I'm hitting a lot into greens, it's going to be the hybrid. If I want lower and rolling more, it's going to be the driving iron. Those are some of the things I like to work on in here with players, kind of help them figure out a little more in detail about their equipment. So one thing I like to work on indoors especially is wedges, because when we're outside hitting range balls, we don't get like a real true picture of what the ball does with a real ball and clean groove. So these 2 shots here, I hit 2 shots. One with a premium ball, that's this one. I swung them both almost the exact same speed, 71 miles an hour versus like 69.7, so within a mile an hour of each other on these 2 shots. And a couple things to note. So the real ball with clean grooves launched at 27 degrees, flew about 80 yards, 78 yards, and spun at 10,000 plus RPM. The one that I hit with the range ball with the dirty grooves spun at 6,000, so about half the spin. It only carried 60 yards, 58 yards instead of 78 yards. That's a pretty big difference there. And it launched, instead of launching at 27 degrees, it launched at 33 degrees. So in general, due to the way that the golf club, the grooves interact with the cover of the ball, range balls can be real hard to dial in your yardages with, because our grooves get dirty and the covers on those range balls are so hard. So one of the best things to do in the studio when you have this controlled environment, we get to use real golf balls. We can dial in not only your distances, but we can also dial in your geometry. So like for example, on your wedge, if you want to maximize spin, stopping power, all that stuff, we can look at all the geometry that goes into that, things like the dynamic loft, the attack angle, all that kind of stuff, and see like, what do we need to change to, optimize our launches and spins to get the most stopping power on the green. That's a really good one to work on inside.